Hey everyone, it's Dr. Danielle Clark. You are here with Onwards. This is a space providing you healing conversations to get you unstuck. If this is your first time with me, I'm a business professor, psychic medium, writer, and so much more. We are here live every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's okay if you're getting this in the replay. It is the same good information and the same good energy. Today, we're here to talk about energy-based weight loss. And something's telling me if you're here, you've been navigating your weight loss journey and you've been feeling stuck. And if that's you, I'm so excited to give you some new considerations, some new ways in which you can integrate some energy-focused work into your existing rhythms. I personally really need to focus on my weight. Being at a healthy weight is not something that comes to me naturally. And there's a few reasons for that. And I want to talk to you a little bit about my personal experiences with gaining weight and losing weight before we move into some teaching topics, because I think you might see some pieces of me in you. So again, me being at a healthy weight, and when I say a healthy weight, I mean a weight that feels healthy to me, not what the doctor says, not what the book says, a weight that feels good to me. And I need to work hard on that. And let me tell you a little bit about myself. One, as a psychic medium, I am lifting my energy high frequently. I might work with 5, 6 clients in a day, and I'm going up. I'm connecting to the spirit world. And to do that, I need to leave myself a little bit. And when I leave myself, I'm going higher. And what happens is when I'm coming back down, my mind, body, soul is in desperate need of some grounding. And one of the things that I like to do to ground is eat, and eat things that are heavy to get me to ground as soon as possible, like meat or cheese or carbs. That's one of the things I need to be mindful of, and you found me. So I'm guessing you're a light worker too. You don't need to be a psychic medium, but in some way you are vibrating higher for yourself and for others around you. You are a healer. You are a bright light. And when we are going up and then down, kind of that grounding, wanting to literally weigh ourselves down is common. So that's one of the many things I need to be careful about. As it relates to keeping myself at a healthy weight, sometimes it's just me not having self-discipline or wanting a quick win, if you will, right? Not keeping focused on my longer term goals. I'm also someone that does really well with structure. I need my 8 hours of beauty sleep every night. I need to have meals prepped, so I go for the things that are best for me. And if something goes wonky, like my sleep schedule gets disrupted, or I don't have my typical sweet potatoes or quinoa at home, sometimes I can't be trusted, and I just go for whatever is there. And so I share that with you because I want you to know I'm coming to you with my own lived experiences of really needing to be mindful of my weight loss. And throughout my life, I've noticed, regardless of what I'm doing, whether I'm eating well, whether I'm exercising every day, if my energy isn't clear, if my energy isn't healthy, I keep the pounds on, and maybe you can identify with that too. Maybe you're here because there's a bit of frustration. You're like, I'm doing the right things. I eat pretty good. I exercise, and the pounds aren't dropping. So again, know that I get you. I understand you. I am you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about things that you can experiment with, things that you can try that will help. So the first thing I want to talk about is blessing your food, taking the time to put some intent and some positive vibes on your food. I find this to be critical. If we can take some space and we can set aside a few extra seconds to put our energy, or to invite the energy of our angels or our loved ones, or heaven, or the God of your choosing around our food. It's my personal experience that it moves through us with a little bit more grace. When you take the time to hold your plate, or do a little Reiki over your food, and you bless it, you're really shifting the energy. Now, this is critical, and here's why, right? If you're eating meat, for an example, when we are consuming meat, there is a lot of energy, potentially negative energy, that we might be putting in us, negative, stagnant, hard, traumatized energy. We don't know how this animal was killed. We don't know their life. And so if we're putting trauma into our body, if we're putting heaviness into our body, it is going to take our system much longer to process it. And of course, what we need for weight loss is our metabolism running as best as it can. And we don't need food to stick. So that's one reason why a blessing is really important, to up the energy of the food and to shift it. Same thing, it's my belief, as it relates to maybe some fruits and veggies or something else that might have some chemicals, take an opportunity to do some Reiki over it. Give it a little grace, give it a little gratitude, and just ask that the energy that you need remain, and anything else that doesn't serve you to be gone. And try this out. Do this for a week regularly and see if you notice a difference in your digestive system, because I'll tell you, I do. And gratitude is really important too. Many of us, when we eat and then instantly feel bad about eating. I shouldn't have had that cookie. I shouldn't have had that second helping of potato salad. And if we think about that, you can feel that, right? That's almost like us shaming ourselves. That is low energy. And so again, from an energetic perspective, we want things as light as possible, so that way it can move through us efficiently. So blessing your food, being grateful for your food, and not adding that negativity or that regret about the food. If you're going to eat something, own it, right? If you're going to have the cookie, I am excited to experience this cookie. I'm giving it my love, and so it is. Live in the moment, savor the cookie, and don't fall trapped to then beating yourself up afterwards, because that negative energy is going to stick. Now, as it relates to blessings, I also am a big fan. I know you can't see me, but actually just putting your hand on your belly and giving yourself a little belly blessing, if you will, right? Hey, stomach, grateful for you. Please do what you can to process my food as gracefully as possible. I'm grateful for you. Give your belly some love. There's a lot happening within the intestines, within your stomach, right? Sometimes even giving it a little rub, right? Giving it some heat, giving it some intention. can really, really help as it relates to energetically supporting the digestion of your food. Now, as it relates to upping your metabolism from an energetic perspective, other things that you can do is visualizations. Let me tell you what I do every night. Admittedly, I'm a nighttime eater. Like I feel like the later it is at night, like the more I eat. That's just who I am. And I'm good with that. See, there's acceptance, right? I'm not shaming myself. There's acceptance there. But here's what I do that makes a huge difference. Late at night, when I'm brushing my teeth and I've decided, okay, no more Danielle, I will be in the bathroom and I do a visualization of me dancing, usually something really, really fast, really powerful, something like the salsa. And I'll move like this. I can't move. This is as dancey as I get. But in my third eye, right, and in my body, I've almost created a simulation for myself. And so I feel like I'm in this simulation. I feel like I'm in this video game that I have created for myself. And I can literally feel my body burning the calories off through my dance. I promise you, because I'm in it and my body and my mind and my soul is connected to this dancing simulation I've created. Even though I'm just doing a little of this, right? My heart rate is up and I'm setting the stage for my body to be working off some of those calories before I go to bed. So I strongly encourage you, this can be done throughout the day too. Whenever you feel like you need some extra movement, but maybe you can't move, maybe you're stuck at the computer, right? See what you can do. You want to move a little, you want to add some flow, but see what you can do to up your metabolism by creating that visceral real life experience, like you're dancing, you're kayaking, and get your body feeling it. That's really, really going to help. The elephant in the room as it relates to energy-based weight loss is stress. I would think a lot of the reason that has called you here is there is some weight, some stubborn weight in some stubborn area that just is not leaving you. And oftentimes that is directly correlated to stress. So it's really important that you focus on minimizing your stress and calming yourself. Stress can eat to emotional eating. Stress can eat to cravings. That's another something that happens to me personally. If I'm stressed, all of a sudden, I'm craving all sorts of sugar and carbs, things that I weren't craving. Stress also is not allowing our chakras, and we're going to get there in a minute, our chakras to do everything it needs to do. So really important that you take a look at the stress in your life and figure out what you can do to soften it. Some energy modalities that work really well with minimizing stress is acupuncture. We also have Reiki and breathing, breath work. When was this last time that you did this? Do that with me now. A big breath in and a big breath out. Breath work is critical to moving that stagnant energy. You can imagine, I'm sure you feel a little lighter too, right? Like you could feel the movement. Acupuncture, the same way, there's different pressure points, there's different stagnant energy. Same thing, Reiki, working with the chakras. Really important that you focus on stress. Now, if we want change, we need to do things differently. If we want change, we need to do things differently. So if you're coming here saying, well, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Okay, let's start doing this, this, and this. Completely different things, right? So that way you can get your body into a little bit of a shock, if you will. And so if you're doing some of these, try to do something else. I'm an advocate, again, of this energy-based weight loss. Change your location. Change your location. Even if you love your gym, even if you've been going there 3 years, it might not be serving you, or it might be subconsciously telling your body we're not changing because you've been in the same environment for 3 years. So same thing, change your workout clothes, right? Change what that workout is, right? Are you doing Pilates right now? Well, maybe you should be shifting to kickboxing, right? So think about ways in which you can change. If you want change, you need to change. There might be too much regular energy there. Now let's talk about the chakras, because from an energy standpoint, it's really critical for you to understand your chakras and understand what feelings are associated with them and what foods you might want to bring into your diet more. This is also a perfect opportunity to invite some change in. So we talked about changing your activities. Now we're talking about changing your foods. It's the same thing. You might say, Dr. Danielle, I eat a salad every night. How could I be better than that? My answer to you is it's not about being better, but it's about signaling to your body that you want change. So it's bringing in some change, and some of these things might help. So let's go through these, right? We have our root chakra, and the color associated with our root chakra is red. It's all about grounding, stability, and security. This is really important. So if you're finding that you're not feeling grounded, that you're not feeling secure, these are areas, these are feelings and qualities to work on. And what we can do from an energetic perspective is bring some of those red-based foods into our diet with some intent, that we're going to work on getting a little bit more grounding, that we're going to work on a little bit more stability and security. Notice how I said we're bringing in the intent, very similar to earlier how I said we want to bless our food, we want to give it gratitude. We can also bring intents in, energetically say, I am sitting down to eat this bowl of strawberries. My intent is that it gives me a feeling of security and that it gives me a feeling of stability. And so it is. So add a little intent there. And depending on what color is correlated with chakra, red, for an example, strawberries would be fantastic. Same thing, red beets, tomatoes, red apples. So altogether, there's 7 main chakras. Then you have your sacral. And the color associated with that is orange. And that's all about creativity, passion. This is your sensual side. So it's really important for you to understand these feelings that I'm talking about, right? And you need to be honest with yourself. Have I been lacking in creativity? Have I been lacking in passion? All of these stagnant feelings directly correlate with us keeping weight on us, because the reality is weight is stuck energy. So you want to identify your stuck feelings. You want to identify potentially what region of the body they're in. And then you want to do some chakra work. And one of the many ways that you can do that is the associated foods. So your sacral is orange, and that's going to be your carrots, your oranges, your papaya. And we're going to continue to move through the chakras. So your solar plexus, this is an important one, especially if you do have some belly fat. Your solar plexus, the color associated with it is yellow. Things like pineapple and yellow peppers are fantastic. This is your personal power. your self-esteem, and your confidence. So it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. I know many people who say, Dr. Danielle, I go to the gym 7 days a week. Dr. Danielle, I'm eating, raw this and organic this, and I'm still holding weight. So then the question becomes, okay, how's your confidence? How's your personal power? How's your self-esteem? Because if you're going to the gym in desperation every day because you feel like nobody likes you and you're not good enough, you're adding low energy to your workout. So it's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. It's really critical that you come to your activities, that you come to your eating from a place of personal power and self-esteem and confidence. And so we'll then move into the heart, which can be associated with either green or pink. And that's your broccoli, your avocados, your spinach, your green tea. And as you would expect, that's all about love and compassion and forgiveness. So ask yourself, where could I improve in these areas? Where could I let go? If you can energetically let go, you can physically let go. Things will start leaving. The pounds will start leaving. We have your throat, which is blue, and that is blueberries, of course, and blue grapes and plums. And that's about communication, and that's about expressing yourself. For your third eye, it's indigo. That's purple grapes and blackberries and eggplant. And that's your intuition, your imagination, your inner wisdom. And then your crown, which can be white or violet. And that's a fun one. It's your cauliflowers, it's your garlic, it's your mushrooms. And this is all about spirituality. So do some chakra work too, to better understand your feelings and where there might need to be some unblocking, some healing, some filling of sorts, because once you do that, everything is going to flow. And that's what we need for energy, for energy-based weight loss. We need a better flow. And mindful eating is so important, right? And so having that intent of, I've been struggling with this and I'm going to eat this because I'm going to ask Mother Nature to give me this is so important. And yes, mindful eating is much more than the colors of the food and the connection to the chakras as well. You should also be asking yourself, why am I eating? Why have I decided to eat this? Our bodies are temples. Our bodies are temples. Your body is a temple. Don't forget that. We're running around so fast food, fast food, fast food. We forget this is home. This is our vehicle on planet Earth. It is important. We only get one while we're here, right? So mindful eating, really taking the time to discern, am I eating because I'm stressed? Am I eating because I'm bored? Am I eating because I want to connect with the flavors? Am I eating because I want to connect with Mother Nature? Am I eating because my body's craving nutrients? You can feel the difference, right? And act accordingly. So I'm going to leave you with this as it relates to energy-based weight loss. I want you to take this as an opportunity once you're done with this episode, and of course it's a lot of information, feel free to replay, to, in a nutshell, figure out what you can change. It's not even about what the right thing to do is. It's about, okay, how can I spark change? How can I change up my diet? How can I change up my location? How can I change up A, B, and Z? I want you to think about change. I want you to think about change. I want you to focus more on self-love, affirmations. I love myself just the way I am, and I'm excited to love myself when I have more energy. Ooh, that feels good, right? Self-talk. I'm sure you've heard studies have found flowers grow better when they're sung to. Listen to that. Flowers grow better when they're sung to. Plants grow better when they're sung to. Sing to yourself. Talk to yourself, right? It's so important. Hey, good job today. You exercised great self-discipline at that party. I know you wanted that second cupcake and you said no. Good job. I'm proud of you. Talk to yourself. Self-love is so important. I'm going to leave you with that. That's so important. Deep dive into the self-love thing, and talk to yourself. And remember, everything's energy, even what we say. And sometimes it's not even about what we're saying out loud, right? It's about what we're thinking, because that still creates an energy. And I also want you to remember, do some energetic metabolism activities, like me in the bathroom, dancing just like this, but really feeling it and seeing it and really feeling alive in that dance. Where can you get into a dance, get into a kayak? Even if you can't, how can you stimulate that for yourself a few times a day so your body is feeling active, and so you spark a recharge, letting your mind, body, and soul know that you're energetically there to stop dropping the pounds. I hope this has given you some things to consider on your weight loss journey. Know that I am with you, giving you love and light. If it calls to you, set up a psychic appointment with me. I do what's called health scans. I can tell you a little bit about what I'm feeling might be a blocked energy, and some personalized ways in which you could then work on those. And I can also see if I can recommend anything else that might be helpful, whether it's a specific vegetable or a specific vitamin. So if it calls to you, know that I'm here. All right, I'm sending you love and light. If you're here live, hang out for free Q&A. If not, you be well, and remember, it's the cracks in your heart that let the light shine through. And so it is.